Welcome back, Profound Podcast, episode 30.
Can I do it?
Go ahead. 30?
Oh, 3-0.
Okay, we're gonna touch on the subject of popular culture.
1. I thought you were listing them off. I was gonna count them.
I'm not. We're not gonna start like that. Like, what?
All right, let's do it.
All right, bro. Okay. So we'll just start off with, how does pop culture influence actions of ours?
Man, it's a good question.
I think so.
That's how it's gonna go, bro.
All right, but go ahead, bro.
Nah, man. I just think, like, I'll take TikTok for example.
Okay.
Like a lot of the things that people do on TikTok are like motivated by, the exposure that they think they can get. And I think I don't know if I've explained this to you, but my like thought process around TikTok it's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? Because you can low-key like ruin everything you're working on, or you can take that and like use it to expose yourself, and then like move that exposure onto a different platform.
Sure.
Because I think if you keep and I guess there's some like famous TikTokers that are
Still like in a good
right.
standing,
but like
sure.
that's not the norm. So I think like you blow up on TikTok, but then you direct those people to like your own stuff that's like longer
Outside of that,
lasting.
sure.
I think that is like a positive use. But going back to your original question, I don't know. It's just popular culture, and it's an easy way to spread information and make things popular. And what's popular influences like what some people like and what some people don't like. Like, let's see. Let me give an example. What's something popular that you don't like?
That I don't like specifically.
What's something popular that you don't like?
I don't care for AirPods.
Right. But you remember when the Earl Sweatshirt meme came out, everybody was like, "Oh, let me get AirPods so I can call other people broke," right? That was influencing why they wanted AirPods. But
yes, because there's like a stigma around it.
Exactly.
Now. People feel like they're more.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And right, like people getting AirPods Maxes.
Crazy.
Or not Maxes, but the Maxes.
Yeah, those are nice though.
And they're really nice. But right,
they're too expensive.
They're too expensive. And then like I have the Sony headphones, which are pretty expensive too. But like, I think they were a pretty popular headphone. They are still pretty popular.
But they're not like AirPods.
Exactly.
Like marketed.
Exactly.
Sure.
So I won't say that was my like sole purpose in buying them. But it's just, I don't know. It's easy to, and I'll say this as my final answer. It's easy to hear other people's opinions through like popular culture and through like mass media, and that is always going to have like an influence on what you do. Not always, but like it's easy to let that have an influence on what you do.
So do you think that the impact it has to do with the character of the person, or do you feel like everyone's inherently like prone to be influenced by popular culture?
It's a really good question. So I think to some degree, it is really hard to let like the opinions that you always see not affect you in some way.
Sure.
But I think the level that it does affect you is you can dictate. Because like, I think you would agree that you're a product of your environment, right? You're a product of like, you grew up around the area you grew up in, like what you saw growing up, what you did growing up. Like that's what makes you in some way.
Well, yes.
Okay.
But I have like think that there's like two selves you develop. Like there's one that's developed by your parents and your environment that you grow and nurture, and I think that's like a template for. I think that there has to be, because there's a point where you like grow up and when you become responsible for your own self. I feel like that's when you start developing your actual self. So I feel like most of it is like determined by environment until you're able to change your own environment. Until you have the responsibility.
Right. Until you can dictate like what you're putting around yourself. And I think even that is a like choice that you have to make that's still gonna like affect who you are. Cause like take us for example, like we're surrounded by a lot of the group of people who we hang out with, and like I would say most of them have pretty similar ideals to us, or like Most of
Well,
them, most of them.
yeah,
Like
they have
like
a
the core group,
good
of
enough
people.
heads on their
exactly
shoulders
right,
to exist.
and
in the
it's
same space.
and so I think in some way that affects who we are, but I think the level that you let other people, other people's opinions and ideas dictate who you are is up to you. So while I think, and I say this to like sum it up, it's not like you can't completely remove it, but you can kind of control how much it affects you. Am I allowed to drink water?
Yeah, okay. But I think it's just that's partially just because we are as humans like want to live in a social environment, and I think that
Absolutely.
to some degree you have to allow some things to like go over your shoulders and not necessarily conflict with everything in order just to exist in a social environment. Because there's plenty of times where I'm with just the general mass of people we hang out with, and someone will say something that I'm just like, it just makes you question their own thought processes.
Right.
But I can't, I'm not gonna play therapist and act like they're wrong because they're their own person,
Right.
and then that's not my responsibility. So I choose not to take it personal.
Like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But it's like picking your own battles, right?
Absolutely.
Because like, and I'm somebody will say something, we'll look at each other like, excuse me, but at the point it's like, I could engage and like try to figure out why that happened, or I can just let it happen as it's gonna continue to happen. So, that was a good question. I'm gonna flip one of these back on you.
I don't know how you can do that.
Give me the notebook. I'm profound.
That last question wasn't even on the notebook.
I'm
bro.
profound pondering now.
Bro, okay.
I'm gonna change it to interesting wondering, high level wondering, HLW. You not messing with that one?
How can the individual influence pop culture?
Oh man, you mean like specifically, or just in general?
I guess in general.
I mean,
not specifically you, but
well, no, yeah, but I mean, even in a way like you're doing it, like with the profound pondering, it's like whatever you choose to cultivate and put out has the chance of being deemed popular culture. And okay, my question for you: do you think there's a set formula to like blowing up and becoming pop culture?
I think there's definitely an easier way to do it in some ways. Some avenues and some niches, especially on like YouTube and TikTok, are easily like you're easily able to get to that point. Like you could post thirst traps every day and get a large following, but like it's harder to just sit in front of a camera and like talk and then like get a following from that, because a lot of people want that short stuff that doesn't make them want to think, and I think that's a lot of popular culture. So it's kind of there's certain avenues that make it more or less difficult, and there's definitely an algorithm on YouTube that appeals to like a specific niche,
like a box.
So like you can't. There's definitely easier ways to like become a part of pop culture than others.
Yeah, you saying profound pondering thirst traps on the way, bro?
No, I don't think those are ever gonna drop.
No, but go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I completely agree. I think like just taking this for example, like sitting in front of a camera and talking, but like even the topics that like you choose that we talk about, or like other people ask that they talk about on the podcast is like because there's plenty of podcasts that have blown up on YouTube, but then you go and you look at the topics they're talking about, and they're talking about like
pretty much the same stuff.
They're talking about like
girls, women, money,
celebrity drama, like or even like lifestyle YouTubers, like the ones who like get up at 5 a.m.
It's just their aesthetic.
Right.
They don't really do that stuff, bro.
Right.
How you recording yourself waking up?
I'm saying, how you recording yourself waking
You
up?
woke up, got ready, recorded,
went
and then
back
put
to
your
bed.
camera back. So like, yeah.
And then the crazy part is the actions that they'll do, like they'll make a green smoothie, or they'll do like 20 push-ups. Like, bro, you did 10 push-ups for a camera, and then you turned it off and went to the next task, and you made your green smoothie. And that was realistically like 3 hours of your day, but you split it up to make it look like that's how you live every day. And then
it gives people a false idea,
exactly,
false thing to look up to.
A false thing to look up to, and a false outlook of what productivity is, right? Because
then you expect it to be like, oh, this thing after this thing, but it's really just like a wild chain of events.
Because like,
control.
I don't know. They'll be like, I woke up at 5 a.m. and I read my entire textbook, right? And then I did my homework, and then I went to the gym, and then I went to class. I did all that before I went to class. Like, there's no way you're sustainably doing that every day.
Yeah, I used to wake up at 5.
Yeah, you're wild.
But no, like, it was sustainable to the point where I could do it, but not to the point where I wanted to.
Right.
Like, I would wake up at 5 and, like, go straight to the gym or try to do something and then eventually make my way to the gym. I get back, I take a nap, wake up, and go to class.
Right.
But I'd be so tired that I couldn't do anything. So it eventually was, like, no point in doing it. Because, like, I'm losing sleep over this. I'd rather, like, just go to sleep tired.
Right.
I'd rather work out at night and then just go to sleep more tired because then that's easier for me to just go to sleep.
And then you'll wake up like somewhat refreshed.
Yeah. But I can't do it in the morning no more.
But yeah, that's another thing about like pop culture or mass media that's really not funny, but it's just interesting to me. Like, you choose what you put out into the world, so you kind of can choose the perception of yourself that you want other people to have.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's weird because like that can get really like detrimental in the way that, like, you know, the false productivity stuff, but also like, I don't know, there's people that like
lose themselves.
Yeah. Oh man, you stole the words. Yeah, there's people that like lose themselves within that, like trying to become what they're putting out in the world.
Themselves in such a, because that productivity, like YouTuber lifestyle, it's like such a box they're putting themselves into. Like certain actions you have to do a certain thing, and it doesn't leave much to the individual. So you lose a lot of yourself in like sticking to that certain routine.
Right.
And some routines and like habitual things are good, but like you have to have some type of, it has to be different to some degree, or else you're just gonna drive yourself insane.
You're driving yourself insane. One, you're driving yourself insane. Two, you're letting like your audience kind of dictate how you move, which in some aspects that's like healthy, right?
Well, healthy in the point that like it makes sense because you have to appeal to the crowd,
right?
If you want to have some type of monetary gain or attention, so it makes sense in terms of like influencers because you have to appeal to whatever you're trying to get money from,
right? But like at some point, even that can become unhealthy, like
absolutely
when you're letting that dictate,
like Nigga Avocado.
Exactly.
He's lost himself. He's like super unhealthy because. Oh my goodness!
Because even my first time seeing him was like when he was in the state that he's in now, right?
Yeah.
And so I remember I saw a TikTok or something where it was like a before and after,
and I was like, be a real skinny, chill dude.
I was like, there's no way that was like the same person, and like you letting that, or what's the one girl's name, bro? I don't watch any of that stuff. I forget her name, bro. She just had a kid, I think. She had like a meltdown or something. I don't.
Meltdown? Gabby?
No. Trisha Paytas.
Trisha Paytas. Yeah.
Even she didn't she like
let that. She's been lost. I don't know. I think that's just like a whole media thing for her. I don't think it was just.
I got you.
I think that was before YouTube.
I got you.
She had some shit going on.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, bro, double-edged sword. You can let the pop culture, like, you can use it to your advantage, or you can let it use you to its advantage. You like that one? You see what I did there?
It's so real. But in my last video, I talked about like how self-improvement and how like talking about it kind of like contradicts it, because I feel like sometimes people will like put out into the world, or like they'll overdo it. Because it's one thing to say your goals, but it's one thing to constantly talk about that sort of thing.
Yep.
And I feel like it's more so a self-convincing more than convincing of others.
Absolutely.
And that's when it becomes like not for yourself.
Right.
I feel like. Because then it's not really coming from within. It's like you're trying to look without to get an answer for your internal issue.
Right. And I think like a kind of rationalization almost. And it's like for that specifically, I don't know. I just think when like you're constantly announcing it and you're putting no effort towards it, it's almost as if you're like trying to chase the
reward,
results of the reward without doing the work, right? Because if I say, just for example, if I say, I'm going to the gym for the rest of like the semester,
I want to get some muscle,
right? 3-4 times a week, right? And it's week 3, and I haven't been to the gym, and I'm like, oh, Ian, I'm going to the gym, right? Mm-hmm. And then you respond like, oh, good job, and I'm like, okay, there's my like if that was my motive to get like that reaction from people. And I see I can get it. Right, I can see I can get it by just announcing it rather than doing it. There's
You're not gonna do it.
There's no more motive. But when like the motive is actually to improve yourself, right?
As long as it's grounded in something genuine.
Exactly. Because, I don't know. I think, going back to, like, people like what's his name? Nikocado Avocado? Whatever it is. And Trisha Paytas, it's easy to...
I had to respond.
Oh, no, you're good. It's easy to... No, yeah, but going back to that, it's easy to, like, lose sight of... Well, I won't say it's easy, but there's definitely, ways to lose sight of where you want to take whatever you're cultivating within pop culture. Like, and I don't know, at what point do you realize that you've lost it? Like, because obviously, either they realize that they've lost it
and stop doing it for yourself.
Right.
And start doing it for...
But,
well, when you start doing it to maintain the image.
Yeah. Okay. But even for them, either they realize they lost it and they don't deem it worth it to go back to where they were because they think where they're at now is going to be more beneficial for them, or they just don't realize that they've lost it.
I feel like some people value themselves enough to not, like Lauryn Hill. Like, Lauryn Hill did it, and then she didn't want to be too caught up in, like, the whole... She saw what the industry did to people and decided to step away from it after dropping. And that's perfectly justified. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, some people can't separate themselves from their art, though.
Yeah, that is true.
They feel like they become the thing they do, and I feel like when they stop that...
They lose a part of themselves.
Right, absolutely.
And I think it's healthy to have that separation because you are more than what you're putting out, right?
Sure.
It goes back to, like, that perception of yourself that you're creating. Even Doom, bro. Like, the whole reason he was wearing the mask was to be like, I'm creating this, but, like, this is not me kind of thing. And that's why he would send, like, imposters to shows.
Dooms, yeah.
Exactly. Like, he had Hannibal Buress, I think, in one of his shows in, like, a Doom mask. And that's cool. And I think... I don't know, like, the whole rap supervillain thing is, like,
Right, taking the individual out the art.
Exactly, and that's why he wore the mask and didn't really take it off. Shout out Dr. Doom. Well, MF Doom.
So beautiful.
Yeah. I think, on that topic, do you think... Okay, here's my question. Thinking outside the box when it comes to, like, industries that are have like a pretty formulaic approach, like a rap or a movie. Do you think there's a way to be like too far outside the box?
Too far outside the box to what?
Like
in general?
Yeah. Like,
do you think
you're
like
taking
a point where you
wildly different
rapping
approach
anymore?
Well, okay, yeah, but like no, I'm saying like just my example that off the top is like Childish Gambino had Because of the Internet, right? But he also had like a screenplay with Because of the Internet or a short film and like a universe around it. I'd say that's like out of the box, but do you think there's a way to be like too far out of the box to where like you're not even...
Where your art's no longer that thing?
Yeah.
Oh, since he like made it a story.
Yeah. So do you think like if you deem it something, it automatically becomes that? Like if I get on a track and I breathe for 45 minutes
and call it rap,
and I call it rap, is it rap? Is it rap because I called it rap?
Part of me wants to say yes, though.
I knew it.
Because, like, you're the artist.
Right.
And if you want to deem it as rap, then I guess it is because you're the one who made it.
Right.
Like, if I punch a hole through the wall and call it art, like, I interpret it as art.
Exactly.
Who's going to tell me it's not art?
Right.
And I feel like a lot of stuff is a certain way, and you can call it whatever you want. Right. Like, Earl Sweatshirt talks when he raps, and it's not like he has a certain tone.
Yeah.
You could say, oh, he doesn't have an inflection in his voice, he's not rapping.
Right.
Like, some people just talk on the track. Some people, when they sing, they're literally just talking. Like, I'm like, I don't know any examples, really, that I want to say. But yeah, I feel like there's, like, you call it what you might.
Right.
And, like, comedy, for example, some stuff some people don't find funny, but if you call it comedy, it's going to be comedy.
Right.
You know?
So if okay.
You can still connotate it, call it bad or good.
Right.
But
it's still comedy. Okay, so if you gave me a beat and I rapped on it, and I was like, this is not rap, it's R&B.
But it was a rap beat?
But it was a rap beat and I'm rapping. Was it R&B?
I think...
Like, at what point, like, what dictates You know what I
don't
mean?
know.
Is it like some combination of like the
Because
self in the industry, or is
there
it more
are
self
some
than
rappers
industry?
who get on and start singing on
Right,
the mic,
right. Like Juice,
like Rod Wave.
like I don't like Rod Wave.
Okay, I don't like him either, but like he's a rapper. Is he a rapper? Is he considered? I'm about to find out.
Bro,
Is
I don't know Rod Wave, bro. Like,
Is Rod?
I don't like Rod Wave.
A rapper?
Is Rod Wave a rapper?
He's an American rapper. He's a rapper, but he sings.
Yeah.
So much pain. Like if he came out as R&B, they would let him go out as R&B.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that's what I guess. So,
is it, I think it's a big overlap.
but like if you like if Busta Rhymes said he was an R&B singer,
Right.
technically there is rhythm.
There's some blues in
There's
there.
some blues in there.
Who's to say it's not R&B?
I think rap is just an extension of R&B, maybe.
Amen.
Maybe.
Busta Rhymes tomorrow is gonna say he's an R&B artist. Yeah, I just feel like, cause even when you get into like different genres of music, there's so many there's so many labels for stuff like
Indie alternative.
exactly indie alternative or like postmodern like
Funk.
or like I don't know, like retro funk tastic or whatever, but it's like
funk pot.
neo soul,
Neo
right?
soul R&B. Like what?
Right, like at what point is, because there's a massive overlap between like a lot of that stuff, because there's no way that like I take this song and it's neo soul but it's not R&B, right? It's
I
weird.
just feel like rap and R&B are just like umbrella terms.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You just have to be careful. But one of my next questions was actually about music. Ironically.
Okay.
Or actually, no, it wasn't. But
Just
my
lie to
later
me.
ones. What do you think music's influence is on popular culture?
What do I think music's influence is on popular culture?
Your answer, sir?
What? Oh yeah. Music's influence on popular culture. Yeah, it has a massive influence. Absolutely a massive influence. A lot of what we listen to, like even at the Nesby meeting today, we were playing Black History Month Jeopardy, right? And one of the questions was about like "All Right" by Kendrick Lamar. Like,
Go ahead.
that is a wild drawing.
It's a Bailey.
I knew you, bro. Isn't the nose like more crooked?
Oh, whatever.
Anyway.
It's a black Bailey.
The question was about like "All Right" by Kendrick Lamar, and like you think of that song and it's just like a black anthem, right? And like a lot of pop culture stuff is like it's released and it's held up. I don't want to say on like a pedestal, but it's held up as like, yeah, this is like
A representation.
exactly. And so I think like music is a big thing like that, because there's so much music circulating. Like like even, you know, we both come to each other with like, hey, have you heard this? Right? Like every day. And I think music is something that's really easy to get into, and a lot of people, like, you know, people say music is the universal language, right? And so it's coming from like everywhere. And so I think on pop culture, because it's coming from everywhere, like things are bound to get more popular than another, and like, you know, music becomes like a staple of pop culture. And like to your point on like influence, even other things that are considered pop culture, like movies, TV shows, have like a sector of music ingrained in them, like soundtrack or scores for movies, or like theme songs for
A lot of art has music in it.
exactly. So I think like music being that base layer makes it have like a great influence on pop culture, because like, you know, like all the anime you've seen has like a distinct theme song, even maybe
Soundtrack,
right,
even when
even-
they start fighting. and
exactly, right? And you hear that and you recognize it, and it calls you back to that
stuff. The feeling.
that
it should
feeling.
inspire.
Exactly, that feeling, or even like the general show or whatever you're watching, right? So I think, like, you know, and people know that, so they use it to connect back, and like it's kind of like a trigger and
Like a theme song.
Yes, like a theme song.
Like intro music on YouTube or stuff to make it
Do you have intro
nostalgic.
music?
Sometimes I put like audio in my background, but
You should
I'm gonna stop doing that.
you should
I just want people to hear the voice.
you should have an intro song. Let's make it right now. Profound pondering.
Bro Pizzy on the mic. I'm about to talk to the end of the night. Wake up, then I start to write. I said, come on, man, that couldn't be right. I start looking out my window, when I left to my right. I start walking out the door, and I go to the light. In my car, I stopped at the red light. I can't do nothing because I can't. I don't know. I'm not
Yo, you're supposed to be like, and welcome to the podcast.
I don't know, I'm gonna
That's
lose
it, bro. That's got to be the intro to every other podcast. All right, it's like that.
I got you. I got you. I'm gonna invite some randoms on here and just start. Real.
No. I want you to answer that question.
What do I think?
I would like to hear your answer. Yeah.
Pop culture. I think that I like to think that music kind of is just a way to immortalize feelings. Because, like, we listen to music from 2016 and feel like we're in 2016.
Yeah, definitely.
So I feel like music has more to do with, like, the vibe of the environment at which you listen to it.
Yep.
And that's why, like, it becomes popular sometimes, like
All Right by Kendrick Lamar, you know?
yeah.
It came
some
out
stuff,
when...
like how people still listen to, like, old Uzi.
Right.
And, like, they
People?
favor him. Or, like, how people listen to old Kanye because
You?
they favor him because
Not
of
Kanye,
the...
but Uzi.
Yes,
Old Uzi?
I listen to new Uzi. So I listen to the Uzi that hasn't really come out yet.
We were in my dorm, and I was just listening, or like shuffling through Uzi's entire discography, and this man was naming every single song and singing the lyrics.
What can you say, man?
Anyway, go ahead, my fault.
Real fan. But I think it just immortalizes the feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
So I feel like the pop culture is the feeling of the time.
Oh,
like
that's a good way to put it.
The freeness we had in 2016, the overall good vibe is kind of reflected in the music that we produce, and that's why it's kind of circulating. But not a lot of stuff has stood the test of time because the environment has changed.
Yeah.
There's no longer a positive vibe around us, so we have to change the music. But I feel like if we ever got back to that point, then it would come back to that. But since we're back at where we were before, the same type of music is popular.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree that music is like a way, if not the best way, to like immortalize feelings. Because even like, you know, you'll listen to a song and be like, I remember like how I felt the last time I listened to this. Like, like Duster, bro. Exactly. You see that reaction because you know, like, because Duster has a feeling associated with it, right?
Absolutely.
And so like, or if I said like, you know, I Spy by Kyle, right?
I spy with my little
Right.
eye.
That's a happy-go-lucky song, right?
For sure.
So, I don't know. That's a really good way to put it. I don't know. I think it being associated with like how the general feeling was at the time is pretty. I agree with that too, because like, you know, 2016 we were what, 13, 13, 12, 13,
12.
yeah,
12
going on to 13, right? I was 13 in
believe so.
2016.
I was
Anyway.
well at the end.
Yeah. But no, but I just think, you know, you 13.
Weren't you born in 2003?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you were I was born in 2004.
Oh right. But like even like, you know, just like in 2016 you're listening to like Bad and Bougie, right? And you
Bad
thought
and Bougie.
exactly.
People still listen to that.
Who you know still listen to Bad and Bougie?
It comes
bro?
on at parties all the time.
That is true because it has that aura of being like, you know, like a party song or like a song, right?
It gives
or like,
you that feeling, that good feeling. It's
right?
associated
Like
with good.
let's see, when did
2016.
Finito?
Oh.
When did Finito come out, bro? Finito came out in 2014, right?
was
We went to a party and we heard that like last week,
And we could sing it.
and we could sing it word for word, right? Because it's like
It's associated with that
that
party feeling.
exactly,
Yeah. So I feel like it's just relative to whatever feeling you want to inspire in people.
absolutely.
Okay.
That's a good way to put it.
So do you think media and pop culture are the same thing?
No, is my short answer.
Okay.
No. I think pop culture is a part of media, but not all media is pop culture, right? Because
Okay.
like, I could,
It
I
can be
could,
covered but not popular.
yes, I could sit down and like I said, breathe on a track for 45 minutes, and until it blows up. Okay, well, yeah, I guess yeah, until it blows up, it's not popular culture because like, what makes it popular is people listening to it, distributing it, sharing it, things like that. Excuse me. Um, and that's what makes it popular. Looking pretty tired over there, brother.
Me?
Yeah.
My forearms look like they're different sizes. I had to look at
Left versus right.
them. Yeah. On the camera, especially. Maybe saying. It was bothering me. 'Cause I'm like, doesn't it look weird?
No, bruh.
Like, this is. Okay, bro. Whatever.
But that's. I think you notice things about yourself more than other people do, just because like, you're always with you.
Absolutely.
Or even like, it's weird to me like, when you look at a camera, because right now like we're looking at it, but it's not inverted.
Mm-hmm.
But like even sometimes when you get on like a Zoom call or something, your camera will be inverted, and like you'll notice that like different features of yours are like kind of misproportioned,
Mm-hmm.
just because like
It's looking at you from different angles.
exactly, and you've got so used to looking at yourself like this, or even if you look at yourself in like one of the true mirrors that they have.
Oh, I love true mirrors. Because you look right into your own eye.
Yeah,
it's
it's
weird.
That's weird.
It's something people don't ever get to do, really.
That is weird.
Perception of oneself in nature. Do you
It
think
would,
that
it wouldn't be
everyone...
profound
How's-
pondering if you didn't drop a profound pondering quote. Speaking of profound pondering, where my crew neck guy, bro?
Do you think... do you think that everyone has a purpose?
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Do you think that purpose is like generally specific, or do you think it's broad and like could be multiple facets?
I don't think there's like one path, and I don't think there's one like every person doesn't get one purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think you have different purposes in different situations. Like,
I know.
Sorry, bro, my throat is dry. But no, yes, the short answer to your question, yeah, everybody has a purpose. Like, I don't know. And I think, like, when you say everybody has a purpose, I don't mean like, here's Timmy. This is Timmy's only
Here's what
purpose.
Timmy does.
Right, this is what Timmy only does. Right? Here's, Ian. This is what Ian does. This is all Ian can do. I think your purpose can evolve. And whether like me, you believe that like that's a God-given purpose, or like you just, yes, everyone has a purpose. But like, I don't think that it's not able to evolve over time. Like if you sit down and you say, hey, I want to do this, and that's like, some people have trouble with that, like, because you say you want to do something, and then you tell everybody that's what you want to do, and then you're like, hey, you sit down, and you're like, maybe I don't want to do this. They have trouble going to those people.
I think people aren't broad enough in their own goals. Like, because my main goal, which I'm not going to state,
doesn't blow up.
It's not.
And
it doesn't
act like I don't know.
It's not
nobody.
specific to what I do here, but it's not specific
Anyway.
to what I do here, and I feel like that's given me a lot of freedom,
Yeah.
like, especially like as a creative in some way, because I feel like no matter which avenue I choose or which avenue like
Yep.
I align myself with at a time or aligns with me at a time, I feel like I can still funnel my objective through it.
Oh, absolutely.
And I feel like people try to do a specific thing
Yep.
and they get stuck. Like they
yeah.
try to be a specific niche YouTuber.
Yep.
And then they're
Yep.
stuck doing that specific thing.
Because you're allowing yourself that room to evolve when it calls for it, right?
Right.
Like, maybe down the line you're like, this is not how I want to go about achieving it anymore. You're allowing yourself that room to like, lane switch and
Right.
start making folk music if you want to, right? Because
If I wanted, yes.
Because you have that, or like, but then people get like caught up in the fact that, okay, I'm doing a YouTube podcast. I got to do this podcast until it blows up, because if they feel like, if it doesn't blow up, that's a failure, right?
Sure.
I don't see that as a failure. I see that as like that made sense to you in the moment.
Right.
Now this,
that's if their intention is to blow up.
Well,
I
right.
also think.
I don't think that's like the end all be all.
Well, yeah, but I felt like some people definitely do that for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I feel like that's probably something that gets you trapped in like your purpose or that because you feel like you want to blow up and this is a specific way you saw to do it.
Yeah.
Or you want to blow up on this platform. But I feel like that's why I feel like your goal should be like above that and beyond it. So you're no longer trapped by the specific vessel you use to carry out your
right.
goal.
Because then you get to that, you get to blowing up, and now you're like, what? Now what? Right? Because I've blown up. Now what do I do?
Remain.
Right. Like whereas your goal is like if it's like like what you're doing with Profound Podcasting, educating, sharing your thoughts. Right. If it's like I want to share this with people, that never stops. Right. No matter how big or how small. Exactly. Because like you could have how many subscribers do you have?
265.
You could have 265 subscribers, or you could have 8 million subscribers, but what you're doing is still the same.
Absolutely. That's so real.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
I thought you were about to say something like, click the link down below. Use my creator code.
Check this link that pops up right here. Check out my last video.
No, you should link, I don't know, link like some baby sensory videos. Right here. Put them right here.
Baby sensory?
Yeah, with the like dancing carrots. Have you ever seen
those,
like,
bro, I had a friend whose dog was obsessed with those videos. Like, we would play them and the dog would just like bark at the TV. Just look at it.
Like the dancing carrots. There was actually one with like lanterns.
Some adults watch those because they actually just like stop you from thinking.
Oh man, that's funny. See, look at you. That's recorded. That's immortalized.
They didn't see what happened.
Yeah, they did. I watched it happen.
How is it immortalized if I'm the one who chooses what goes out?
Well, it could be immortalized.
It's probably
you go edit it out. Oh
it's
man,
gonna be there.
No, but I really like what you said about your purpose being, or not purpose, but your goal being like above, like blowing up, because
it all goes back to the tattoos, man. Like, so basically,
oh brother, I won't lie, end it.
This one right here. So you got like all the stuff that's inside your consciousness and your subconscious, and it all funnels into your body and your vessel of being. And that works the same way with like it's the paradigm. So it also goes with like your mindset and your thinking. You make it broad enough and whole enough that it can, come into anything you want. Be mad. I'm not
mad, bro.
Look, you look salty, yo.
I'm not mad. I remember when you called me talking about I got a tattoo. I was mad then.
Why were you mad? I told you I was getting a tattoo.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you did.
I literally said I'm coming back from
winter break. No, what you did was I posted on Instagram and I said, because I was talking about tattoos, because I want a tattoo. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. But I posted it and I was like, what tattoos do you want? And you said he, and sent it. And I was like, okay, I don't know what that means. And then I got back and I was talking to Reb and you were on the phone. I was like, oh, Ian, what's good when you get back? And then you were like that. And I was like, okay, bro. You did not tell me you were getting that. Because you got it like
I got it
day,
the day. No, I got it the day before I came back.
Yeah, you did not tell me that.
I told you I was getting one.
Oh, you did.
In general, I had to because we were talking about going to like the body art shop.
Oh, that's true.
And
that's
I was
true,
like, I have to wait and get it with my family.
Yeah.
So,
no, you said you wanted to go with your dad. Right. Yeah.
Right.
But you didn't tell me when you got it. Right. That's why I was a little
disheveled.
Disheveled is crazy. I was a little salty.
Disheveled's the right
a
word.
Wee bit. Nah, bro, that's and then you had to wear. I kept punching you in that arm on accident, of course.
You shouldn't be hitting niggas anywhere,
bro. Don't front for the camera.
Don't
front for the camera,
I make funny,
bro.
but I don't be.
That is not true.
I'll be doing whatever.
Yesterday, you were in my comment area. I turned around and I was like, you were like, that's your jaw.
I didn't touch you though. I didn't.
Oh well, not, bro. You're. This is what we do, bro. We get on.
I'm not showing. I'm like, this isn't touching you.
We show out, bro.
Touching you.
We get on here. We show out, bro.
How many times did I have to tell you you're showing out?
Bro, I have not done anything. That was last semester.
Okay,
that was last semester.
Doesn't matter.
You, bro.
This semester
I be chilling, doing my homework. You be. You said something yesterday, bro. I didn't even say a word to you. You were like, bro, think he above the law.
He
barely
is
assisted. I did
That's
nothing
quote. That's
to
literally
you,
just
bro.
a quote of mine.
Whatever.
It just comes.
Whatever,
it
bro.
circulates,
I'll
bro.
be doing absolutely nothing to you. You just be.
That's
you just
untrue.
be showing
That's
out,
just
bro.
untrue. You can't say you do absolutely nothing.
I don't do absolutely.
You
nothing.
can't say that. I say as of right now, we're practically even. Because I barely.
No way.
The way I interact with you is hardly ever overt anymore. Like the first week of second semester, I'll give you. The first 2 weeks of second semester,
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Because I was bullying you the way you were trying to get at me the first semester.
Exactly.
But I stopped. Like I'm just like I haven't done anything.
And I wasn't even bullying you first semester,
bro.
Like
I just used that word because
I
it
was
was
about to
a
say.
filler. But
like I would come up to you and I'd be like, yeah, bro.
he
and
always
then,
be awesome.
and then you'd be like, bro, you showing out.
Because you
like,
would be.
I wouldn't, bro. Showing out implies
on
that I
now,
only
bro.
do it, bro. Showing out implies that I only do it when there's people around. I would do it when there's no one around.
I don't know, bro.
Whatever. Now you showing out though.
I'm showing out.
You showing out for the Profound podcast, bro.
You would do it, but we wouldn't have like that much time to ourselves. Like
That is true.
so it would always be in front of something. Like we just walking in the hall, you'd be like, bitch.
You do that now, bro.
I do not.
Bro,
I hardly ever call you like crazy shit. I might say goofa or something like
bro,
that.
you no, even when you texted me like 5 minutes ago, I forgot what you said, but you said something crazy.
Dude, because you left.
Bro, you told me to meet you here at Taylor,
I know, no. I said text me when you leave.
and I said I'm here because I walked over with Drew.
Okay, but that.
And what'd you say? And what'd you say?
I said I'm so sorry.
No, nah. What'd you say for real?
Look, I said, yeah. You said EB. I said, yeah. 10 minutes. Be at TT. That cool? You didn't respond till
2 minutes later,
till
huh?
6 minutes after.
Where?
After I said that's cool. You said yes sir. We finna head. I said heard. I said text me when you leave. I'm in your crib. Just seeing this.
And then you said, nah, don't, bro.
I'm not showing out.
Read the last text.
You know who I am? Like, what are you trying to promote
Read
here?
the last text, bro. See? And that's what's wrong with you, bro.
It's not wrong.
That's what's
I'm
wrong.
just protecting myself. I didn't say that. It wasn't crazy.
But you can't get on me for showing out.
But
Or
that's
say I'm showing out.
Random text. That's a random text.
But you just say you hardly ever say crazy.
What could that mean?
That's why I didn't respond.
Dude, you don't even know if this was targeted.
What,
You don't even know what I was talking
what
about.
else could it be?
Am I
Whatever, bro.
calling you this or am I saying something? Like, you don't know.
You were calling me it, weren't you?
No.
What were you saying then?
I don't even know.
Exactly.
I literally just
See?
wanted to
See?
say shit.
See?
Okay. I literally
Anyway.
just wanted to say it, bro.
I think all that comes from like a level of comfort. Because like I wouldn't go up to a random person and punch them in their arm.
Yeah.
You know what's weird though? You know what I thought about? Actually, no, I'm not about to throw that up on here.
Go ahead.
Nah, it's cool.
No, I'm interested.
I'll tell you after. What is to you, bro?
I was hoping my neck would have cracked.
That sounded like it hurt.
It actually didn't. It felt great.
How?
See, that's a goofy.
See? Nah. See? Nah, come on, bro. Nah, come on, bro.
Yeah, look, yo, goofy.
It's my dog, yo.
All right, bro.
Bro. You got that dog in you?
Nah.
This devolved really quickly.
Okay.
This devolved really quickly. Nah, bro. You know what's funny? We were. Do you remember that day that we were at the RPAC? And
Sure. Sure.
oh no, that was Drew that was with me.
Maybe.
We were hooping.
You hooped?
Yes.
No, I never hooped at gym before, so no.
Have you never? That checks. You play a lot more than I do.
I play?
Basketball?
Oh yeah, occasionally with Drew.
Yeah.
But Drew plays more than both of us, so.
He's a dog on the court. Okay. Do you think? You know how like in school they started teaching about like growth mindsets versus like fixed mindsets?
Right. Do I think
And,
they did anything?
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. Because I think like because like I feel like you and I have both realistically always had growth mindsets or believed that like. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't want to speak for you.
Well,
but,
not
like,
always, no.
But like
I
you know,
came to a realization.
you came to a realization that you can like do what you essentially put your mind to, right? Like you can do anything. Do you think the people who had fixed mindsets and didn't come to that realization themselves, do you think that like that like push from the schooling system kind of did anything, or
I
like,
can't
what's your
say
thought
it
on
did,
that?
but I'm gonna say no,
Okay.
just because I feel like people's mindset is ultimately dictated by them.
Okay.
I mean, you can get as much information, but if you don't have like the wisdom to put it into action, then there's no point.
Yep.
And I feel like, especially nowadays with like anybody on social media, there's a lot of ways to educate yourself on many subjects,
Yeah.
and especially in like the realm of self improvement. And a lot of people still aren't improving themselves. So
Yeah.
I think it just has to do with them feeling like a stuckness or comfortability with who they are right now.
The comfortability part definitely,
Yeah.
because I think when
He
you
who thinks the journey is over is the one that's truly lost.
that's you could put that on the back of the crew neck
That I
that
get
I'm
you.
supposed to be that I'm
Word.
supposed to have.
I only got fixed things that I could say on those, but for sure,
True.
for sure,
True.
for sure,
I
for
can
sure.
I can respect that. I can respect that. Oh no, you said something. Oh yeah, comfortability. You know, you reach that level of comfort, and it's like, what do I deem the possibility of growing more
Yeah.
more important than the comfort level that I'm at right now? And realistically, like, you know, I believe that the answer should be yes. You know, you should keep striving for. But there's people out there that's like, hey, I'm comfortable with where I'm at. I'm gonna stay here, and it's like you can't. You know, you can give a man the tools, but you can't force him to build the house, right? You can lay the tools out in front of him, but like it's him who has to pick up and build and craft.
The point of man is to be the sculptor and the sculptor all at the same time, and hope to never be finished, but hope to make something beautiful all at the same time.
You said
You've got to be the sculptor and the sculptor at the same time. Hope to never finish, but hope to create something beautiful in the process.
that's the one.
That's so real.
That's the one.
I feel like syphilis.
I was gonna say that you pushing your rock.
Yeah.
You gotta fall back down first. That's what Sisyphus does.
Why would I do that?
Because that's what Sisyphus does.
Nah.
You said you're the modern day Sisyphus.
Yeah.
Albert Camus,
I'm gonna just stay in the same
the
spot.
stranger.
I'm Atlas. I'm holding up the world. Bro, what?
No, I just thought that was funny. I was gonna say something. Do you think, like, just getting back to the whole popular culture, which is where
Just started.
we drifted off from, do you think, because, like, there are some pieces of pop culture, or, like, there are some pieces of things that were pop culture that are now, like, immortalized, and like, the Mona Lisa, right? Do you think that's separate from pop culture? Like, do you think you can get so popular and, like, so well-respected, or, like, so, you know what I mean, that you shift into, like,
it's
being,
just,
like, you know,
it's no longer popular culture.
right,
It's
it's
culture.
like, okay, so, like, the Mona Lisa,
It's
or,
just
like,
engraved into like every
Shakespeare.
culture. It's not because
Okay.
it's not popular.
Right, it's like-
necessarily. It's just a part of the
Yeah.
culture.
Or, like, a representative.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you think it takes to move into that realm versus being, like popular culture
To
versus
not be
being,
diminished by time.
Like, good answer.
But
So-
the Mona
so-
Lisa probably wasn't as appreciated as it is now.
Yeah,
back then.
exactly, right? So,
I
like,
guess- I don't know. I guess would that make it pop culture? It's just like a wide span, but I guess it's never gonna go out. I don't think at any
Right.
time soon. So I guess it's just a part of our culture.
Right.
Because I guess culture can change.
Right.
So
yeah,
I think it is a part of the culture.
if we wake up tomorrow and decide, like, you know, I don't like the Mona Lisa anymore. But, like, I've never
I don't like them.
exactly. I've never sat here and, like, explicitly said I like the Mona Lisa.
But I can recognize it.
Exactly, because it's like, it's always put in your face. There's always, you know, spoofs of the Mona Lisa, or, like, what other word was I supposed to use?
I don't know.
Spin-off, remix,
Parody.
parody would have been a better word. I like spoof though. There's, like, I forgot what I was saying.
There's a lot of spin-offs.
Oh yeah, and, like, okay, and I think that goes back into, like, you know, admiration is or what is it? What is the quote? Imitation is a form of, like,
the sincerest form of flattery.
yeah, that, right? So, like, you're imitating the Mona Lisa because you, like, you hold it in such a high light,
Regard.
right? Or in a high regard. So, like, even like the remixes that are dropping, like the I think like I like that quote a lot, and I think it has some truth in it. But even, like, like in terms of like things like, I'm saying like a lot. In terms of things such as remixes on like SoundCloud, right? I think that's more of a. I think some of it is more of a, okay, let me do this to get popular, because like people like this song, so let me
sample it.
Let me sample it, or let me like mooch off its popularity so that I can get boosted. And then some of it is like, oh, I really like. I'm saying like a lot. Some of it is like. Some of it is, that like high regard or holding it to a high regard, so you want to contribute to what's around it. So you throw your little remix in there. That's your little remix, bro. What the DJ name is, son? Eric.
Like, bro.
Eric.
I see
Milo,
that.
get your Eric in the house, boy.
All right, bro. We're devolving. This is not what.
Bring us back, bro. Bring us back.
Bro, what's the meaning of life?
42.
That's not an
Hitchhiker's
answer.
Guide,
Explain
Hitchhiker's
it.
Guide to a Guide. 42.
That's not an explanation.
Explain my answer? Or I have to explain my answer to you.
Because I asked.
Why are you still on this ceiling, bro?
Because the sky's the limit, and if I'm at the sky, then there's no limit.
Why's the sky got to be the limit?
Because it's as far as I can perceive.
The sky, bro?
Bro, it's a saying.
Okay, so now it's a saying. But I'll say something, and you'll be like, well,
Because I don't
what is
genuinely
truly,
think.
What is truly...
It's not like I think my goals are going to eventually get me into the air.
Well, obviously, bro, but
so it's
why is it just a saying now?
Because it always has been just the same.
Okay, but if I... Whatever, bro. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this, bro.
Bro, what?
I'm not doing this. All right, okay, let's get back to pop culture. Okay. Something I actually did want to talk about. I was thinking about this on the way over. So you know how
As one does.
okay, bro. You know how like pop culture is always changing, correct?
Sure.
And so the effects on people's lives that it's having is always changing. Like we grew up, 2007, 2008 when watching anime was lame, right?
Absolutely.
Right? And so, you'd be watching Dragon Ball Z, and people would be like, oh, that's weird, that's for kids, right? And now it's 2023. Adults watching anime. People like RDC were getting famous off anime content.
Well,
right?
they always kept it.
But no, they no. I'm not saying that like they mooching off it. They've always been doing anime stuff since since back when they started. But even then, like watching anime wasn't what it is today.
Right.
So the evolution of things like that. My thing is, what do you think the next thing like that is going to be?
Something else that we view as lame.
Right. But like, do you have a specific
thing that I think is gonna eventually evolve
be
pop
cool?
culture?
Because even like clothing, people was wearing jorts. Jorts are making a comeback.
I don't really know. A lot of old fashions coming back,
Yeah.
so I can't even like specifically say something. Other than that,
It's gonna be like,
I don't know. I think the world's about to take a turn for the worse. We're all doomed. No MF.
no, all right, bro.
You was saying the same thing.
I was about to say the same thing.
Like what?
Oh man. Like, well, let's keep it a buck.
I'm getting a clip of that. You're done. You're done. Hold on. What is the time?
Nah, chill, bro.
54:15.
Chill.
You're done.
Chill.
54:15.
Chill.
54:15 now.
Chill.
You're done.
I won't lie. Take that out, bro.
Okay, I'm gonna get it though.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be sending in group chats and stuff.
Group chats I'm in? Bro, only send it in the ones I'm in, bro.
You're only in one group chat.
Two?
Two.
Oh, no. Yeah, one.
Okay.
Okay,
You got it, bro.
Oh, I'm okay. I was making sure.
It's been 15 seconds.
But no, even All right, on the topic of anime, top 3 right now.
Full Metal Alchemist. Yu Yu Hakusho.
Dub.
And Naruto. One Piece.
Naruto One Piece. No, that's my
Naruto.
favorite. That's my
One
favorite.
Piece.
Naruto One Piece.
No, this
Naruto
One Piece.
Naruto One Piece Bleach. I like that one. See,
See what?
see why you gotta point it
Now
at
you
me, bro?
gaslighting, bro.
How am I gaslighting?
Now you playing victim.
How?
'Cause
All I
you
said
was-
was, all I said was see. You're perceiving it like that. See how I'm flipping it back on you? Anyway, my top 3.
See how I didn't do anything but point a water bottle at you?
Right, and I said C, and then you said I was.
But you said I was.
We're not doing
All right,
this, bro. We're
bro.
not doing this, bro. You didn't even say anything. Anyway,
Exactly. So why are you...
Full Metal, Brotherhood, Samurai Champloo, and then probably like Fully Cooley.
That's true.
I feel like we started so high level, and then we were high level for a while.
Most
and
people
then,
aren't going to make it this far into the thing, so it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna make it this far.
Most people.
True.
My fault.
No, you good. Any more questions off you?
I only had 5. I turned it into 10, so...
Then we turned it into an hour.
Some fucking did. No, I'm playing. You have any closing remarks?
Nah, man. Thanks for having me on. Hopefully,
Thanks
I
for
can
coming
spin
on.
the block, come back again. Profound Podcast. This dude right
you
here.
got your radio show?
Yes, radio show.
This gonna come out
It's
tomorrow
gonna come out. Oh, is it actually?
at 4. You're at 5. So if y'all go, you should finish this at the time at the start of his.
Right.
Check out my Instagram or his
Or mine, Rhinestone Cowboy.
or
with a V.
Ian.7, and you finna see the link to us on his radio
On my
show
radio show.
playing music.
And even if you don't catch that, the recording will be on arouseosu.com. AROUSEOSU.com. Go to the show page, scroll down to Thursdays, 5 o'clock. It's a picture of the Disney Epcot ball that I took and a tree. And it's called Rhinestone's Bistro, Bed and Breakfast, Bar and Grill, Cafe, Lounge on the Water. Most recent show, check it out.